I need this to be closer. Damn it. Let's see how that works. Okay. All right. I think that'll be okay. Share that. Oh, God. Let's see, share this over here. Oh, hello. I didn't really look when I took the header thing for this because it's always very panicked, and I forget that it asks you to do it the second you like put in the info, hit next, and then it's like take the picture now. I always look so baked. I'm just gonna share the link over here. Okay. Made that, and then yeah, that'll be fine. Wait. Okay. All right. All right. How's... Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean, nothing against anybody that partakes. It is not my preferred vice, but I'm sure it would actually help with a lot of shit I got going on. But it was essentially a beer trade, but I was I gave a 4-pack of a beer I made at the brewery I work at to a brewery down in Massachusetts that I love. It's like my favorite brewery in Massachusetts. It's called Bone Up. Like, this is their logo to start with, so like, amazing. And look how good the can art is. I love it so much. Yes, the flower design one. Yeah, I don't know if we're making another one this year. I would think so. There's one of the owners and me and one other employee. Last year there were 3 other employees that helped make it. But I painted my nails, so I'm gonna... Yeah, you do pay to... I mean, that was almost a year ago now. That makes me feel very special. I need something to open this with. I've been trying to... Oh, this'll do it. I've been trying my damnedest to, like, keep this intact. And this is one of the things that helps. The only thing I'm worried about, and this will not be the beer's fault, is it is a ginger farmhouse ale. So I don't know. Yeah, I've been doing that with, like, food cans. Oh, this doesn't smell too bad. I do like farmhouses, unless it's like very heavy on the anything with that Belgian yeast. I can't do it with that banana clove shit. I don't know what happened to me. Actually, I do know what happened to me. It's definitely from having my tooth hole from my wisdom tooth getting pulled out, packed with clove oil strips for like a week. It has very much turned me against that flavor. Anyway, we don't have to relive that. Ooh. Okay. It might have that a little bit in it, but honestly, this doesn't make any goddamn sense because I don't like ginger and I don't like that yeast strain, but whatever else they have going on in here, those are like muted enough that I don't hate this. Because normally I can't even get like a sip down of like any kind of Hefeweizen. Hefeweizen. Yeah. See, I don't mind some hops. Like, I can do big IPAs and stuff like that, but it seems silly in retrospect, but like with all things, there's I'm just so glad I'm not going to waste this beer. I have another can. I was gonna 4-pack. I wanted to save one for this. The other one is gonna go to my best friend that loves ginger and any Belgian-y anything. But the other 2 cans I gave to my friend Sam, just to start with, because I was like, this probably won't be my favorite beer, and he said it's one of his favorites. So naturally, I gave it to him because yeah. So the brewery I gave the 4-pack to, it was just like, no, not Sama. Oh God, I wish we had been hanging out recently enough for that to have been her. No, some other friends that I have that are very near and dear to me. They have met Grant, but Sama hasn't been up this way. So one day, soon, hopefully, I swear to God. Anyway, yeah, that brewery, like, I gave them a 4-pack just because there's a hetero couple that owns it. So just excited that there's another, like, not all dude owned brewery and not all dude run brewery. So I thought giving them the Pink Boot Society beer would be exciting. Yeah, as I was leaving and like paying my tab for the pours that I got, they like slammed a 4-pack on the counter and were like, here you go. Thanks for the other beer. I was like, oh, that's not why I brought this, but thank you. I didn't intend to try. I just thought you might enjoy it. Anyway, also, if I disappear all of a sudden, our internet has been a little iffy with the weather today. It is already -3 out, and like the true cold has not even set in yet for the next like 24 hours. So Bert's been a trooper. Bert has been a real trooper with all of it though. Very proud of the little guy. Oh yeah, butterbeer adventures. Man, remember being able to just like fully enjoy Harry Potter things? Yeah, it's the wind that's fucking with the Wi-Fi. So just if things are weird on here, or if I just fully disappear, that's why. It's not just me piecing out for no reason. So, I do have some jewelry I would really like to put together because I made these little like broken heart charms, because they can both apply as like broken heart charms. I'm doing yes. Yeah, if I just go peace out homies. But yeah, I made these. I gotta do the makeup person thing. I made these little charms. I haven't made my own charms in so long. I haven't used my Cricut in a hot minute. I feel like I made stickers for something just out of heat transfer vinyl. I can't for the life of me remember what it was. But before that, it was probably making that flower top. Oh, I can't wait. I do have to, I mean, the only YouTube stuff I've been watching, because listen, I'm not ashamed of it. I do, I hear myself and I'm like, for fuck's sake. On to the next, I suppose. But I still have some previous ongoing fixations. But I got very, very, very into the Elvis movie, and I was so ready to hate that actor. I was so ready to hate him. I really did not expect to like anything about it. Where I went into the other musician biopics, uh, Bohemian Rhapsody is like, obviously, if I could go back in time and see any band do anything, like I would absolutely go back and see Queen, like zero hesitation. And then I was already a big fan of Taron Egerton, so going to see Rocket Man 3 times in theaters was not the worst way to spend some time. Yes, so the Elvis movie it's back in theaters because they won a bunch of awards, I guess. We're like, it's Baz Luhrmann, so it's unhinged in a like very specific way. He's the guy that made Moulin Rouge, which the musical specifically, like I have enjoyed that movie since it came out. It did stress me out watching it last year because I hadn't seen it in a long time, and I forgot just how chaotic his directing is. But it's also the vibe of it, right? Like it also suits the story of the Elvis movie. I didn't realize he did the Leonardo DiCaprio Romeo and Juliet, so I haven't seen that since I was very small. But yeah, so the Elvis movie's on HBO Max. HBO. It used to be called something else. It was HBO Go for a while, but now it's HBO Max. Yeah. Anyway, I have been watching interviews of that guy, Austin Butler. He played Elvis, and if nothing else, that dude's acting is it's bonkers. It's bonkers. And again, I was so ready to not be on board with him as a person. But god damn it, he won me over, and he did so good. And he actually sings he sings the like early Elvis performances himself. It's wild. It's absolutely wild. And just the differences between like the eras of Elvis. And so me and my partner have been watching the Quentin Tarantino movies, because I didn't know until watching an interview with Austin Butler that Quentin Tarantino is making 10 films. That he's ending it at 10 and then he's done. I didn't know that. I've been watching his movies like my whole life. Yes, he was on SNL recently. And I got goosebumps thinking about it. He sang Blue Christmas. I am not crying about this. Oh my God. He sang Blue Christmas because it was Cecily Strong's last show, and she's been a favorite of mine for quite a while. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I get people moving on, doing things, but it's still sad. And you can like see you can see people crying over her leaving. So yeah. Anyway, I'm so sweaty already. I've been on here for what, 15 minutes. But yeah, anyway, I really enjoyed that movie. And I was very surprised by it. But that kid is in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and being familiar with at least like this one acting thing, and like hearing him in interviews and everything, seeing him in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, dude's got chops, man. Like I said, I really didn't want to like him, and here we are. Yeah, I think we're the same age, but I still think of him as like a young boy. So I don't have like a crush on him, but I'm just like, dang, he's good at what he does. And it's nice seeing people that are good at what they do doing the thing that they're good at. I'm surprised I didn't trip over any of those words. Anyway, I'm going to, I'll leave that. Oh, you said you've been enjoying your Cricut. What kind of stuff have you been making? Because I came up with an idea that I want to, rather than, I've been trying to think of how to package the jewelry and like display it at events. And normally, oh, actually, I have stuff already prepped right there. no, what have I done? Normally I have them packaged like this, where there's like a little card in here, usually a description of what it is. These, this is a drawing I did based on the lighthouse from Our Flag Means Death. But I put them on these little backing cards, and I put them in here, and then I have these little like little mini ramekins that I put the earrings and stuff in, and like people gotta flip through it and it's a little harder to see. So yeah, I wanted to do better with them, and especially because it's fine for short charms like this that's just attached to the fish hook like that, but these earrings, the character they're based off of, they're like on a chain and they hang down around here, and I actually prefer charm earrings to hang down here for me, just because my hair is so short. And yeah, so I'm gonna have like a little mini piece of chain hanging off of the fish hooks, but it's not gonna work, like displaying them in here is not gonna work that way and have like the full effect. So I'm gonna try using my Cricut to cut out some shrink plastic, which is what this is made out of. I cut these out of shrink plastic, and make little hangers, like little clothes hangers. But I hope it works, because all of this is lightweight enough that like the plastic doesn't have to be like super thick and durable or anything. And then I have holes that'll be cut out so that the triangle, actually I can show you because I have my laptop going. Yes, that is exactly my experience. I'm glad it's not just me, but cons, people fucking love mystery bags and they like rummaging through stuff, like giving them something to do, making it like interactive, seems to be the trick. I'm actually thinking of like completely flipping around my display for this event that I'm doing on Sunday, because it's more craft fair style. It's a little market at oh yeah, absolutely, thank you for encouraging me to do that, amongst so many things. But I can show you the earring, the jewelry hanger thing, because I want to hang necklaces off of it as well. So let me see where it is. Here we go. It's not anything like groundbreaking, but I'm gonna try this out. So those bottom holes will be for earrings, and just like poke the fish hooks through, and it'll work for, I've never made what do they call it, stud earrings. I've never made stud earrings. I have a ton of stuff to do stuff like that though, but then the little notches in the top, I can hang a bracelet or a necklace chain over, and it'll like catch it there. So I should do a test setup of the stuff I have because let's see, I have my last setup. Yeah, this is what I did last time. So I think I'm going to take all the drawstring bags out, and then these like dumpling pouches, I have to figure out what to do with those. Maybe just put them in a basket or something, because they're all the same price. It's $12 or 2 for $20, and like they're kind of mix and match, whatever. And then I'm going to keep the wristlet stuff the same, keep the middle section the same, but I think this, so it's a cube grid setup, and there's 4 cubes. So the top one, it has a open face on the front, and then there's a solid panel on the middle one, and then the bottom one is open again. I think if I flip that around, it will actually maybe, I don't know if I need to do that. Do I? This is why I got to do a test setup, because I like that I can like draw on here and noodle around with stuff and like move it on here, because I have things that I've never used before. I think I need to do a test setup tomorrow, at least with, even if I just take the cubes out, because they're already set up. I haven't broken them down once, because if you can see, but my best friend strung a bunch of, ooh, sorry. My best friend strung a bunch of fairy lights on the cubes. So like got little glowy bits, and I didn't want to undo that and redo it every time. So I just leave them set up. Plus I drive a pickup truck, so there's room for that to be assembled. Otherwise, I don't know how I would be able to set up in time for a market. Like, it already takes me so long to do it. Yeah, I don't know if you go in with stuff pre-assembled, but yeah, I think craft fairs, I feel like, I don't know, what are your thoughts on this, or both? I've done both, and I'm okay with continuing to do both. Do you find it worth it to put individual price tags on things? Because like some of the earrings, the ones with the extra chains, are going to be a little bit more because it's more material and more work. So I'm going to do those. They're going to have a separate price. But the rest of them... Also, the necklaces should be more expensive than the earrings. But I've, just for ease of like making a price list, having it all... Oh, wait a second. Oh, wait. I just had an idea. I think I'm going to keep that setup the same. I've come up with a plan. Okay, so yes, other than my wristlets that you can't see. So I have like actual fully made wristlets, and then I have the bags that I like printed my own fabric. And those, there's only a couple of them, and those are all priced differently, and I didn't feel like making new signage for everything. So every department, every type of thing has its own separate price thing. This one up here flipped over, so I gotta, I mean, that was just during part of the event. I fixed it later. But I think, so I'm gonna have a garment rack as well, and you're right, the wearables, that's a good term for it. The wearables are all priced differently, so they all have tags, and like people look for tags on clothes like that more than other things, I find. Yeah, so I have a you should pat yourself on the back, man. Can you tell I can't focus to save my goddamn life? Yeah, I have a market Sunday at the brewery that I work at, which is exciting. Those have gone like extremely well. And that means even more, because not only is it at my favorite brewery, which is why I work there in the first place, it's like there's been a huge turnout of customers coming in for that. So it's gotten like new people that don't normally go to the breweries in the area, because it also helps them, where they're like, oh, we didn't know you were here. We came out for the craft fair. There's another brewery in the same building as us, and then another one right around the corner. So it's like, yeah, we can, it's a very community oriented scene, and I love that about everybody. It's like very collaborative and supportive, even though like they're direct competitors, but all rising tides not sink ships, the opposite. Rising tides raise all ships, whatever that phrase is. Oh God. yeah, I feel like I'm bad at words sometimes. Not all the time, but definitely I feel like it's hard with live streams because I'm also reading the chat, and it'll like bring, obviously it's not like, I know there's some amount of lag, so usually my brain is on to something else. Where like if we were having an actual in-person conversation, it wouldn't happen as much. Anyway, so I have that market this weekend. And like how I didn't know I have ADHD, I will never understand. But anyway, yeah, it's nice because it helps like friends of mine. Not that I'm directly friends with everybody vending this time around, but at first I felt guilty reaching out to people that like I am personally friends with that I know sell stuff for our first Halloween market, like the very first market we did. And then my boss, one of my bosses, I suppose, that like I've been working, her and I are the ones that put these markets together. And this is our third one. And when we were putting our list of vendors together for the first one, I was like, I feel bad because it's like, it's all my friends. She's like, no, that's how you network. Like that's, how do you think I run this whole business? It's because reaching out to friends, and then like it's word of mouth where then you'll like have acquaintances and then other people you run into, where you don't have to be best friends with everybody, but like, yeah, why wouldn't you want to start with your friends? They're going to be the most understanding, the most supportive. Like, had everything gone to shit that first one, the worst thing that could have happened is that I got to hang out with friends of mine for the afternoon. But thankfully, it was super busy. Everybody did well. We had a food truck outside, and they've been to all the markets so far. And then we have like a winery that visits and pours, and they do okay. And people buy a ton of beer, so it's yes, exactly. Like they, anybody that has been at our previous markets, they're the first ones we reach out to for the next one. So yeah, we did our Christmas one, and it was so busy that like there wasn't even seats available. Like the market is in, there's 3 units to the brewery because it's in like a professional park building, so it's like a very industrial park style thing. And so many breweries end up in places like that. Oh, sorry, the sound of the movie coming through the wall. Oh, it's Reno 911. I was like, something sounded like a little alarm, and I didn't know if it was happening in here, but it's just, it's the TV. It has very barn vibes. It's like industrial barn. Everything's pig themed, and oh, you can. Yeah, it would be nice to when I have my studio upgrade to like soundproof things. Even just so like if there's barking or something happening, I don't have to, or like laundry's going, I don't have to stop everything I'm doing. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, the Christmas market went so well. So hopefully, okay. So January is always very slow at breweries and like probably most drinking establishments because people are yeah, I'm glad Bert was heavily featured in this one because often when I've been filming my own projects, he's just been asleep in the other room because especially in the winter it's like it's cooler in here, so he doesn't hang out as much. Even though we like look at the we got new beds. We got fancy beds. This props itself open, but then it stays too open for him to stay in here. So then I like drape it over him like a little blanket. But he's got a little clam bed, and he still just wants to hang out on the couch, which is fine. I don't blame him. So yeah, I haven't wanted to like drag him in here to disrupt his nap for whatever project I'm doing that he doesn't have to be involved in. But of course, always my favorite videos are the Bert projects. So and you know when we had Frank, same thing. Those were my favorites. So it brought me so much joy posting those photos. I love him so much. And yeah, he's just so tolerant. And it reminded me, like, right, I should make him more stuff because he's the best little bean boy. But yes, dry January. Everything's really slow. So my hope is, it being the first weekend of February, people will be off that. Plus, like, you've had time to recoup from the financial stresses of Christmas. And then we're going to have a cupcake and like a cupcake maker and a chocolatier there. I feel like people drink more wine for like a Valentine's Day thing. And the way we've been doing it is because people have plans close to the actual holiday. So like for Halloween, for Christmas, I mean, Valentine's Day is the middle of February. So we can only do it so early. But like the Halloween one we did the first weekend in October. Christmas one we did the first weekend of December, and yeah, this one will be for Valentine's Day, which is another like week afterwards. Yeah, I used to be completely done Christmas shopping by Thanksgiving when I was younger, but I make a lot of stuff now for people, and also I just don't do that many gifts anyway. Like I don't exchange gifts with that many people because all of us have been like, it's fine. If you see something in the world or there's something you think to make for me, absolutely, thank you. But the pressure of like obligatory gifts, I cannot. Yeah. But, so we've been calling them Countdown to whatever the holiday is market. And I'm glad I pushed for that being the title because it is. We were going to do something more like Halloween specific for the first one, but having it just be like Countdown to whatever holiday, it just keeps it consistent. And like the artwork is the same, so like people know what to expect, you know? Yeah. I mean, other than my nibblings, where I see their Christmas presents right there. Yeah, the branding, just like keeping it consistent. So it's not, it doesn't feel like a new event every time. Like if people come to one market and see the flyers that we have, they will, it will, they'll know what the vibe's gonna be, you know, or just what to expect. Like, oh yeah, market in this room, food truck outside. Oh, the other thing, I'm hoping I don't want to jinx anything, but also my therapist has been talking to me a lot about magical thinking and how basically not being superstitious about things. Where it's like, you know, your football team didn't lose because you weren't wearing your lucky scarf. It was going to happen either way. Like that kind of stuff is genuinely very helpful. So I should say it. My hope is it's going to be even busier on Sunday because today school got canceled for some towns because it is so cold. This still says -3. That's not including wind chill. Mount Washington, like the which has the most unpredictable weather, at least in the country. It holds like a ton of records for just like really intense weather and like wind speeds. Like the highest recorded wind speed is there. But they hit their lowest temperature since 1963 today. And it's not like tomorrow is going to be even colder. Overnight tonight and into tomorrow is going to be even colder. So like there was a market down in Massachusetts. There's a market I was on the waiting list for tomorrow. I am doing one next weekend. So I think it's the 11th. It's at Mill number 5 in Lowell. And I'm still looking forward to that market, but I'm glad I don't have to deal with the cold tomorrow because they fully, like, not only did I not get pulled off the waiting list, to participate, but it fully got canceled because it's too dangerous to be outside. So my hope is that people are going to be like hunkered down today and tomorrow, be a little stir crazy, want to come out Sunday where it's going to get up to like 40, I think. Yeah. I don't know if I've told you this story before, but I got very thrown off driving through Maryland when I was on my road trip, however many years ago that was, because it was raining. It was very stormy, so I get it, but it was raining and everyone had their flashers on the highway, and it like in that whole area of the trip, like Maryland and parts of Virginia. And I've like when someone has their flashers on, that oh hello, welcome. Oh, it's gonna be early for you, right? I never remember what the time difference is. I just assume. Oh, it's. Oh. Got it. That makes sense. That makes sense that. Okay. Because, like, everybody had their flashers on. And to me, that indicates, like, there's a problem with that car and they need to, like, get off the road or whatever. Or someone's in danger. Like, I was very freaked out because, like, everyone did it. I was like, oh no, is this how the zombie apocalypse starts? And then I was visiting a cousin in, I think, Columbus. Ooh, what kind of ice cream? I had an entire container of, oh, sorry, probably like 80% because I had a couple bites a couple days ago and then I finished the rest of it yesterday. But I tried the Halo Top pistachio and it's not too bad. I am ruined for so many types of ice cream because New England style is apparently not like standard ice cream. It's more of a frozen custard. And I did not know that because it's just called ice cream here. But I've learned, like on that road trip, that was a big part of like the journey, was learning about the regionalisms of a lot of things, but mostly baked beans for breakfast is not a thing almost anywhere else. Like they do it in England for a full English breakfast. I think Irish breakfast also includes them. But stateside, it's just parts of New Hampshire, some parts of southern Maine, and some parts of northern Massachusetts. Because then you get into Boston baked bean territory, and that is not a breakfast food. It's very confusing. Also, yeah, scrapple in Maryland. No, no, no. Also, I have a very sensitive stomach, so like, of course I wasn't gonna feel good after it. But yeah. Anyway, oh, I never would have thought. Yeah, I remember when I worked at the costume shop, there was a British woman, and she's actually, it was her. Like I was very on board with the Heinz baked beans. I actually like the Bachelor's Irish baked beans more because there's just more seasoning to it. But the Heinz, like, it's an iconic color. I fucking love teal. And, yeah. Yeah, I don't have the palate for scrapple. I had liver and onions when I was a kid though, and like I know that's definitely part of the taste, and not that I hated it, but like it messed with my stomach. But like my stomach is currently not doing great, so naturally, genuinely, I feel less sick now that I'm a third of the way into this. But yeah, the British lady I worked with, she was great. I miss her. I miss working with her more than anything else there. And she's the one that told me to try vegetarian Heinz beans. They come in a green can with like a purple circle on it. And I literally eat those every day. Every day I'm working from home or like have a later start to it. Why don't you love me, Jenna? I can't do the accent. Only saying her name. I can't do it otherwise. Yeah, that's a good question. Rude of her. Man, I know I talked about this last time, but I'm so excited to take my younger nephew to his first concert. I'm also just excited to go to a show because it's been almost 4 years. And I like don't know what to do with myself. A max? I'm gonna look this up. I'm unfamiliar with that term. Ooh. Wait a second. I want that. Oh my god. Yeah, of course it's not available here. It's fine. It's fine. We can't have everything. Oh man. Oh my god. These look amazing. You are an adult. Oh. How did glasses shopping go? I mean, I would be stuck with the same pair for a couple of years, so it was always like a very big deal going to get mine. And it was always just me and my mom, until the first time, yeah, it's probably like 10 years ago, and Lego Boyfriend came with me, and he was absolutely horrified at how expensive they were. This was before Zenny Optical was a thing. Thank all of the Jesuses for that. For that website, because my god, I wouldn't have tried this shape frame if not for how inexpensive their glasses are. Yeah, that's the baked beans thing. The Heinz and Bachelor's ones are definitely like they're tomato based, which I'm sure if you've had both styles you are familiar with, where like southern barbecue style like usually involves mustard, which is not my favorite, where the baked beans you have with like dinner, it's typically like a barbecue side in a lot of parts of the country, but it's just a side for a lot of things. Like I grew up with it as a side for breakfast, and it was traditional. So northern New England, like Boston baked beans have molasses, and I think usually like pork in it, and I don't like that, but molasses is good. It's very sweet, where I feel like the southern style baked beans, because they're mustard based, like it's more a savory flavor, savory flavor profile, and I like it up here because they don't do the tomato based baked beans for breakfast. I just buy those cans and make it here. I've never had those out in the wild. But they do have either molasses heavy baked beans as a breakfast side, or because Vermont, New Hampshire, and Canada, it's maple syrup. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Maple baked beans are the best. God damn, I love them. So if I make a dinner that is a baked bean dish, one I grew up on, it's very easy to throw together, but it's Franks and beans, and it's just some type of hot dog. I usually do veggie dogs because those don't mess with my stomach. But cut those up into little bits, little medallions, and put it in some like brown sugar and hickory baked beans are usually the ones I go with. Oh, they're so good. I love them. I almost bought fixins for that today, and I kind of regret. Oh, tomorrow, how cold it's gonna be. Tomorrow would be perfect for that kind of meal. But it's fine. I made other healthier decisions because that's just all sugar. I mean, there are many reasons I want to come to Australia, but this is definitely a selling point for me. I feel like all the ice cream sandwich like like more than a, do you have Klondike bars? More than a Klondike bar, because there are plenty of options that don't have peanuts. But if you get like a drumstick, a Choco Taco, a lot of those things, unless it's like traditional cakey cookie ice cream sandwich, these look so much better than the ice cream sandwiches we like, the standard ice cream sandwich we get here. I do like a chocolate or strawberry eclair. I remember getting those, like, I'm having a flashback. So you can get those off like ice cream truck or whatever. But when I was in elementary school, in the morning, if you paid ahead of time, it was 25 cents and you got milk like halfway through the morning. And then in the afternoons, if you pay like 50 cents, you could get ice cream like every day. So I was only able to get it once in a great while, but like getting to pick a chocolate or strawberry eclair was great. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I heard that Medicaid is ending for a lot of people because like they're basically calling COVID over, being like the national health emergency is ending as of March 1st. It's like, is it? Is it? Thankfully, I still qualify. You know, I the most I've ever cried in a therapy session was talking about the baggage I have about the fact that I am on Medicaid. But my therapist is like, right, but like you qualify for it, so why are you upset and feeling guilty for being on it? Oh, hello, Clinton. Yeah, Clinton, have you heard of the Maxibon? You probably can't read that. Have you heard about these? Were you listening to that whole part? Just in case you weren't. That looks amazing. Oh, I want them. Wait. Ice cream is one of my favorite foods, so I'm very glad this is the road we're going down. Santa did get me to try Tillamook. Tillamook ice cream. It's very creamy. It's not. It's still not quite the ice cream style that I enjoy the most. I was like raised on. But it is very good. I very much enjoyed it. I got a black cherry one for me, which was great. And then I got to try Lego Boyfriend's cookies and cream, I think I got. But it's not as like substantial as New England style ice cream. What is this? You must have told me about this before. I feel like I can't have known you for as long as I have and not know about this. There's mint ones? Is it like a cookie? Is it a cookie sandwich with chocolate on the outside? Man, in the Boston area, at least, I'm sure there are other places, there are ice cream cookie sandwich food trucks. And one naturally is called Cookie Monster. But there's like homemade, delicious, amazing cookies. You can get those separately. You can get the ice cream separately. But the thing is getting the cookie sandwich. The only problem is they're like soft baked cookies. So they're like the chewy kind, which is I love cookies so much, especially when they're still chewy. And chewy is how I would describe New England style ice cream, by the way. But it's gross if you don't know what I mean by that. And I feel like a chewy cookie is a good descriptor. Like obviously not quite that solid, but like the middle bit, hey, you can pull it apart, but you could also like, I mean, it's not going to melt, but that's a good comparison. Anyway, the only problem is the cookie gets like a little too hard because the ice cream is so cold. So it's like, I like it in concept, but I'd rather like have them separately. And yeah, they look like they're the waffle ones. Oh, hi, Sarah. Oh, right. By the way, I keep looking for other crochet hooks. I did buy myself some new ones, but like I definitely have doubles of certain sizes. So if you want some of my like wooden ones that I was gifted for Christmas, I'm more than happy to give you some. I did specifically seek out some big chonker boys because none of the hooks I had were this big. And I will show you momentarily, but other chocolate chip cookies. Okay. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. God, yeah. My Cobra was also yeah, crochet comrades. Is that the term we can use? I was paying, I think, around $700 for my Cobra plan when I had it. And then even with the Affordable Care Act, it was 400 something at one point, 472 and like 18 cents or something. And then it was down to 180 a month after that. And now my income is small enough that I get Medicaid. And it's pretty much only because I have, yes, I get income from my, honestly, mostly just from Patreon, which is incredible because it's also like pretty consistent. Like there's not a ton of fluctuation month to month, which is nice to like, it's very helpful. But that's like most of the, so I make a couple Etsy sales a month. And then I do in-person events, which I obviously haven't done this month and like didn't do until the second or like the last third of last year. But with that, and even with the part-time jobs I have, just because my expenses, because like I have to buy fabric and material and pay for the tables for the events, and like there's more overhead with my business stuff. So like, yes, I earn okay, I think, but like I am also the one paying for all the stuff. So my total income for the month is still below the level where I qualify for Medicaid. And there is a big part of me that has felt guilty about that for a long time. And yeah, like it's been a lot to try to get off of my shoulders, where I don't judge other people for being on it, you know? There's no part of me that is like they're not trying hard enough. But when it is reflected upon me, I'm like, what a bag of shit. Like, I would, if, I don't know, I'm trying to think of an example. When a friend of mine was going through a very hard time, I drove down to visit her for the entire weekend. Stuff was going on. Oh, for sure. Internalized ableism. Internalized a lot of things, man. Because I mean, oh, yeah. Carrie was asking for you, Jenny. Yeah, also Bert takes such a big percentage. He's a really toxic manager. Like, I know you both are in the chats a lot, but I feel like what I know of both of you, I feel like you would both get along very well. Yep, everything else just went out my brain. I'm thinking about ice cream again. I want to do like a whole zine about, did I message Hank Green about that? Oh my God, wait. I just came up with my project for next week. I didn't have anything in mind, but Hank Green and his wife are doing their podcast again. It's a different iteration of their podcast. It used to be Twitter based, and then thankfully Hank Green has like stepped more away from Twitter, and it's just him and his wife being fucking weirdos together, and I love them. But I made this. I never did a video on it. Um, it's the first thing I ever cross stitched. That's not true. I made a couple cross stitch pieces for a couple of my patrons. Speaking of Patreon, and like I was very proud of how it came out. Then no one's gonna know about this, and it's fine. But this is relevant to Hank Green. He talked about it on his podcast, like this specific thing that I made. I posted about it on Twitter. And him and Catherine were just like, this is the best. So I've always wanted to figure out how to make a cross-stitched panel of Aida cloth into like a bag or something. So I know it's white and it's gonna get gross, but I think I'm gonna make it into a bag for myself. I'm just gonna noodle around with like, I'll probably back it with something. Has anybody else done this? I'll probably back it with something and then probably add some kind of border around it and then have that be the front panel and then add some other stuff. I have plenty of like duck canvas to use, but I don't know that anything is close to this color range. These are not my colors. I guess I have black. I guess I could make it black. I'm so good at singing. Aw, Keller. How's Keller's little eyeball doing? My blind puppy niece is, I mean, she didn't have it. Did she have any vision in either eye before? She was named Keller for a reason, and not by my sister, for the record. Right. Anyway, I want to make a cross stitch bag. And then like, I mean, that took me forever to make. But even doing like little mini bags, like doing a little, my brain is spiraling into 10,000 ideas right now. But yeah, making like little mini pouches with like a little teeny tiny mini cross stitch on it, I think it'd be really cute. I want to make some things. Anyway, crocheting. Are you ready? This is a whole skein of yarn. Well, I got some knots in a piece, so I had to cut like a little bit off, but I crocheted a thing. Listen, yes, I should have bought more yarn, but here's my plan. And here's the thing. I'm very proud with how even this all looks because I crocheted the whole thing wider, so it was even shorter than this. So I took the entire thing apart and redid it all. So like, I've just been practicing for the sake of practicing, which is not what I normally do. But here's my plan. Also, I did buy new yarn. Like I bought, it's my color, man. I got very excited about it. But what I want to do, and this is like the perfect length now that I changed the width, is I want to have it overlap like this. And then sew 2 buttons here. And then I guess I'll have to figure out, I'll probably have to do some kind of toggle situation. Oh, actually, yeah, I'll do toggles. Oh, that's a good idea. If I have a toggle here and then I have just loops on the end here, I think that's the way to do it. And then yeah, just have a little pinch scarf and have it overlap. Yeah, or make buttons small enough that it slides through the stitches. That would be ideal. I think it's maybe, oh, I mean, that has more give than I was expecting. I'm gonna noodle around with it, but yeah, I did a thing. So then I started trying this like gigantic Excuse me. Also, Sarah, the beer I'm drinking, I'm saving the other can for you because I think you'll like it. It's a ginger farmhouse. It's like Belgian style. It just very much seems like a Sarah beer. But yeah, this is the big guy I started. And even just that, like, it all looks pretty consistent. I'm very proud. Like, I couldn't get any of this. I mean, I could barely handle chain stitching during the last live stream. This is very cool. She is the most perfect angel ever. The most majestic potat. I've heard people talk about stitch markers. I've made some for people with, like, I've made custom little charms, and just put lobster claws, like for necklaces, on here. I made them into little chain stitch markers. Because I have some, so I have all my jewelry making stuff out, and I actually have some, like, big honkin', oh, these would be perfect. Yeah, I got all these fucking things. They're huge. So I don't use them. These are perfect for this. And I got little hearts on them. My fairy godchild sent me these ages ago, and they're very big. I usually have, like, smaller necklace situations happening, but look, I have a ton of them. Does anybody want some stitch markers? I'll send you some. Dang. Thanks, Carrie. I have been thinking, I was thinking about making some for someone else that I'm pretty sure she crochets. I don't know if her shop is actually currently open, but Crystal's Craft, it's in the Discord. Chris has posted her shop on here. Okay, also, there's a group of friends of mine that are from Cape Cod. I call them the Cape Kids. There's a newer one to the group that I've met a handful of times that, like, is also more of a punk rocker than the rest of the crew. And one of the non-punk ones. Not that he's not at all, but it's probably not how he would ever identify. He saw the picture I posted of Bert of his battle vest on Instagram, and then shared it in, like, the group, like the friend group, Discord. So then the punk guy responded with, "This puppy fucks." Pure joy. Anyway, let me see. Oh yeah, Crystal's Craft Shop on Etsy. She's the person I made custom stitch markers for. That looks like crochet, right? Oh, she has patterns. That is good to know. Oh yeah, well, let me look at any of the listings, but this looks, I guess I can't really tell by the hats. No, these all very clearly say circular knit. But this up here looks like crochet. This looks like the granny square stuff. You can't see this. That looks like granny square stuff, right? Which is a crochet thing. I have not done it, but that looks like it. Also, I hear so many people, like, the first crochet thing they do is a granny square, but, like, I cannot for the life of me even fathom how that goes together. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, Crystal's great. I mean, I usually just call her Chris because that is their name on a lot of things. But yeah, they're great. Oh, Bert traumatizes trash dogs? Yes. Yes, he does. Yeah, my sister's other dog, Molly, like cowers in fear from Bert, even though Bert is so much smaller than her. And it's literally him just walking down the driveway. They weren't even near each other yet. Bert just came trotting down the driveway, and Molly like tucked her tail between her legs and just crouched as like little as she could get, and it was so sad. Yes, this makes sense. Doing it, just putting it like through here. Look at that. Look how that works. Is that the right end? It must be. It must be because it wouldn't be going through the other side. Yeah, so this is the other thing I started that I may or may not keep at that size. We'll see. But then, and I don't know if I'm actually doing this right either, because I'm sure it's a matter of changing how many you do per thing, but I did try starting a, what is it called? Magic circle? Magic ring? Whatever. It's smaller yarn though, so it looks like more is going on than it actually is. But yeah, from this side it looks better. I saw there was a part I couldn't quite wrap my head around though. I know I have more yarn around. Hold on. Oh god, I need to not hit the cord. Oh yeah, there's some right here. I have a what do we get going on in here? Is this the same yarn? I think it is. That's funny. I don't know where I got this. I think someone just gave it to me actually, so I don't feel guilty about there being multiples. Oh no, this is like a full-on project I had started. All right, well, come on. This is the only knitting I do. And this is, I'm gonna take this off of here. Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely the same yarn. I don't know. Yeah, I was gonna make a joke that these were, that's what this is for. So I'm glad. I'm glad that's where someone else's brain went. Yeah, Molly has pledged her fealty to Bert. Yeah, I'm gonna take this off of here. Oh, someone I was asking about frogging and if that applies to all like yarn crafts when you undo it, but I didn't get much of an answer about that because I didn't know if like just a knitting project that applies to. Does it count for like knitting loom stuff, and does it count for crochet things? So someone commented on the video I posted today that when you undo, this can't be real, that when you undo a knit stitch, it's called a tink because it's knit backwards. It may be true. Crazier things have happened, but I'm both delighted and horrified by that terminology. Yeah. Right. This is going to be very satisfying, I think. Yeah. Wait, tink is the word for it? Oh man. That's funny. I didn't realize that I had two skeins of the same color yarn. Is it? I think this one's just been unraveled. Yes, it is. It definitely is. This one's just been unraveled and re-raveled a couple times. So too many puns. Yeah, I gotta think about what to do with that cross stitch piece. It's just been pinned to my wall since I made it. That was like at the latest I made that like spring of 2020. That may have been a early pandemic project. This skein has seen some things. And yes, I know you're supposed to like put it in a ball, but don't tell me how to live my life. I'll struggle later and regret doing this on my own time. Yeah. What else was... I think those are all the things I was going to show. Oh, I had a question about knitting in the round. That's why. Not knitting in the round. Crocheting. You know, the thing I've been doing for the past month. Oh, Sarah, by the way, a table has been found for that spot by the bricks, and it's adorable. And I will try to remember to send you a picture, but one got ordered. So the thrifting attempts we made were, well, you more than me, were appreciated. But yeah, she found a good one. It's cute. I like it. Tank is what I've never heard about this before. Not that I have been specifically knitting for any length of time, but I know a fair number of knitters, and I'm just surprised by this. Ugh, excuse me. Something that was very helpful is there's a person on TikTok, and their account is just Crochet with Faye. And I don't know if Faye is their name or they mean like fairy Faye. Either way, because they always have little prosthetic elf ears on. I mean, it doesn't matter. Maybe both. And yeah, they just stated that like if when you put your yarn through here, this little knob is like ahead of it, the yarn tucks out of the way of it. Y'all that crochet probably knew this already. So like this has plenty of space. Or I actually don't know. Oh no, I mean, I guess that works. I guess that one does work. Okay, how did this go? I'm gonna try doing a ring again. Okay, it was under, over, and then it got twisted somehow. Just that, just facing the opposite direction. And then I hold the tail out of the way. Oh God, everything's coming apart. Okay, hold on. I know, I practiced this a bunch of times. And it crosses over. So then I do this. And then flip it, right? There's some flipping action happening. Right, so that has to go back there. This way? because I'm probably getting this all tangled. They go under here. No, that can't be right. Oh my God. I need to practice a chain stitch real quick because I forget everything. Sorry, just watching me ride the struggle bus real hard. No, I just knotted that. That is not a slip stitch. I hold it here, loop that way, then make an X. I pulled this through, right? I put this over. Okay. Then, oh, this is how I've been holding my yarn, by the way, is like this. This has been helpful. And then this is what I couldn't get a hold of last time, is like where to hold the working bits. And then that, I think it was the Crochet with Faye TikTok account probably that also helped with this, is like hold the working yarn with your hand this way in some kind of orientation like this, and then use your middle finger and your thumb to like move it up and down the hook. Oh, that's right. That's all it is for a chain stitch. Where every time I've done this part, I just hear Ruby from the last chat just being like, loosey-goosey. Okay. All right. All right. I'm gonna try this one more time. Y'all are probably just screaming at me. Yeah, that's a good question. So, the Tinkerbell thing, my grandparents, like my mom's parents, had, 2 cats. They were Alfie, which I don't think was short for anything, and then Tinkerbell. But they just always called her Tink. So when I first heard that person mention the word Tink this morning, I was like, just thinking about that cat. Just thinking about that cat. One was I don't know, Jenny, would you call her like a calico? I think she was a calico. And then the other one was like an orange tabby. And they were great. They used to like napping in the bathroom sink. Those were big chonking kitties. God, I miss having cats. I mean, Bert's kind of a cat sometimes. I think that I'm gonna figure this out, so help me. So I've seen some people have the tail be part of the chain stitching you do, but I've seen other people keep it out of the way. So I'm just gonna pick a way to do it. So I put that under, and then I do a chain stitch. I just go over both of those. No. Okay, I gotta do a chain stitch first, I think. I gotta do a chain stitch first. Okay, and then I'm definitely not doing this right. It's fine. I learn more from when I mess up than when I do things smoothly the first time. So then I go under, loop that there. Right? That's how it works. Sorry, this is probably like very annoying to watch. Come on. Do the thing. Go where I want you to go. Okay. Well, I think that did the thing I was hoping it would. So I go under here and loop this through. I feel like I'm overcomplicating this, but maybe not. All right, let me do a couple more of these and then pull on it and see if it worked. Oh, yeah. I mean, Gus was a good boy too. Yeah, Lisa had a cat named Mickey Mouse. That was the first one I remember. That was the orange one. Then they had Simba and Pebbles. Pebbles was the white one. The really angry one that hated everybody. Which, fair. That was like Lisa's cat, though. Simba was more Gino's. And then they had the Bangles. And I don't remember all of their names. Which is shocking, because I spent so much time with those cats. Oh, little mouse catcher. What a good boy. Best kitties. Yeah, I feel like there's an orange cat revival happening with a lot of people in my life. And I'm here for it. Yeah. Aw, Gus. I had a picture that came up in my memories the other day of Jack and Gus next to each other, and just the tail fluff comparison, especially when Gus was like a little baby guy. God, he was so small, and then he was not small anymore. Yeah, I had Smudge, which is a super mean tuxedo cat. No, and again, I don't fault any animals for disliking people, so it's always warranted. Hello. I also haven't done, I mean, I did a live last month, but I hadn't done one in a long time before that, so just forever trying to claw my way out of a depression hole. Hilarious that I did not know that I had it. But you live and you learn. Everything's fine. I'm trying to crochet. Yes, Regal and Fluffy. But yeah, I had my little tuxedo cat, Smudge, and then after her, it was Moss and Laz. My mom's cat snuck out, where she had been a rescue. I mean, all of our cats are, every pet always ends up being a rescue, with the exception of, like, I think some betta fish we got at the pet store when we were kids, and like maybe some hamsters. But even some of the rodents were rescues. So clearly it's just assume whatever pets I'm talking about are rescue pets. Okay. I think I have remembered what I tried to do before, but we'll see. Maybe I have remembered what I tried to do before. No, that can't be right. I'm missing a step. I do that, and I do this. No, that's getting me the same result. I'm gonna watch another video on magic rings. It's fine. Oh, cleaning up pet messes is always the most fun. Thankfully, knock on wood, we're not through the worst of the cold front we're getting right now. It says -5, again, not including wind chill. I don't remember what the number was you came up with earlier, Jenny, but shit's wild. But yeah, the other cats, right, my mom's cat got out. She was so teeny tiny. The fact that she was even able to have kittens, I don't know, but she snuck out. She hadn't been fixed yet. She was pregnant. She had 3 kittens. One didn't make it. Poor little guy. And they were so cute. I've never seen like newborn little baby kitties. And this is gross, but the cat's water broke while she was sitting in my mom's lap. Well, my mom was just sitting in her pajamas in like a computer chair and just started screaming. It was upsetting. Funny to me, because it didn't happen to me. -37. Oh, God. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think you said that with the wind chill, it's going to feel like -40 or something. Crazy. Crazy. I mean, it's New England, and the winter's been pretty mild so far, but dang. Oh, God. Just thinking about what work must be like, Sarah. There are times I miss working with dogs in a kennel setting, but it is weekends like this where like the dogs have to go out. It doesn't matter. The dogs have to go outside. Where I just have Bert to take care of, and he's pretty quick about his business when it is like this. But having to stand in those yards and just waiting for dogs, and there's always a stubborn puggle that doesn't want to go into the next yard and rotate through for bathroom breaks. I do not miss it weekends like this, so I am very sorry if you were having to work this weekend, where I feel like you always are. So, okay, it did break a record on Mount Washington. Now, yeah, shit's wild, man. Yeah, I don't like it. I do not like it. Oh, I'm glad the coats are getting some use. Yeah, pups. Speaking of dog clothing, I am so glad that Bert likes his battle vest. It makes me very happy. That he's just like, yeah, this is fine. Okay, I'm just gonna practice single crochet again, just to keep it fresh on my brain. Just do a bunch of chain stitches. I do like these bigger needles. I think having like a chunkier bit would also be beneficial. I feel like I've seen people add like clay stuff to the metal ones, and I would absolutely consider doing that. I've already lost count of what I was doing. It's fine. It's fine. It's just practice stitches anyway. Right. And then I do single crochet, so I do a chain to go like up a level. And then which way is easier? Oh, right, because like look at how disheveled this skein is compared to this one. It's the same yarn. this one has just seen some things, but it's like more knobbly in general, so it's making it harder to see what I'm doing. So I'm gonna use this guy. This is a Q17. I think this is that's L, and I got P. Where otherwise the biggest size I had was a G, which didn't quite seem big enough for all of the yarn that I own. Where I assume there's a point where like the hook is way too big for the yarn you're using, but I think it'll be fine, and it's gonna make it easier to see what the fuck I'm doing. Oh. Yeah, the best coat I ever made was for dogs was the Chewbacca coat I made for Frank. And because that one's like stretchy fleece, it does fit Bert. Where even though they were / are both mini dachshunds, like surprisingly different body shapes. Um, but same weight. I think Frank was longer and like had less meat on him, where Bert's a little shorter, but is like broader chested, I suppose is the term for it. Yeah. I don't. Oh yeah, now it's down to -6. Cool, cool, cool. But yeah, so that's the warmest one that I have. And Bert doesn't mind it, so that's the one he's been wearing out. And I'm just glad I still have that one. Where I donated a lot of stuff after Frank passed to the shelter I got him from, but I kept like the pen and some of the beds, and I think like dishes, but any of the leftover like meds, and food and treats and stuff, and like pee pads, stuff like that, I brought up to the shelter. Casey had a great tail. His little plumage, the fanciest boy. Man, all the dogs are good dogs, but he was a very good boy. Yeah, before the dogs I have actually owned myself, Casey was my favorite. I loved Casey and Nellie, but Casey was my boy. What is happening here? What am I doing? One thing at a time. Getting sad about dogs now. What can we start talking about ice cream again? Alright, yeah. I ignore that one. I put it through here. I loop that around. And then I pull both of these over. There we go. That's the ticket. I did it. Did I go in the right direction? Maybe. Maybe not. We'll never know. Yes, hello! How are you? I hope it's less cold, because you're Arizona, if I remember right. Hopefully it's less cold there. Not to blast your home state out on a live stream. I need to not do that to people. Does Aiden really want to go in the pit? Absolutely. Yeah. For anyone that wasn't here last time or earlier, I get to be with my younger nephew, when he gets to go to his first concert. This is like, I know I yell about how much I don't like kids and everything, but this is something I have been hoping I could be part of, in at least one of their lives. Does Ben not want to go? Has he? Because I feel like he was bummed out about the last show being 18 plus, but like if you have a parent with you, you can go if you're a kid. So I was surprised it's not both of them. But has Ben been to any other shows? I feel like I should remember this. Oh. All right, that's fair. Yeah, I'm stuck because I have no issues with taking him into the pit. I mean, he doesn't hate all music. He does have a Nicki Minaj flag in his room. And I've seen that kid party down to Lizzo, so can't hate it that much. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's just something I can maintain myself. There were some youths at the grocery store today, and they were talking about my hair, and they were asking like how much I pay at a salon and like how often I have to go. I was like, my dudes, I use a beard trimmer to shave the sides and back, and yeah, like the reason I've stuck with blue is because blue is very hard to get out of your hair. So rather than just fight it and get disappointed and annoyed with every other color I tried to do, I just stick with it and it's fine. Cause like I realized after the fact, all my tattoos are blue. I am very cool toned. And the colors I'm most drawn to are like jewel tone blues and greens and purples. So just stick with it. It's become like a trademark at this point. And also the fact that like I have learned how to style it in a way that I like. I've never liked my hair before. I've never enjoyed it. And it's only the past couple years that I can maintain it myself. So I have to make goddamn hair cutting appointments, which are worse than any other kind of appointment because you have to go home and shower right away, especially with a short cut like this where there's like the little bits. Because there's no amount of like towel or paper towel wrap they can put around your neck with the cape that is going to keep those little fuzzies off of you enough for you to not need a shower right after. So it's way more to plan around, and I just don't like it. Yes, once it's zeroed in, I used to still get frustrated where I have learned like I just need to stop. Like today was a wash day because I only wash it once a week. Where sometimes like this part will get some amount of rinsing at least when I take a shower more often than once a week. Most weeks, listen, depression holes are real. So it's the not even realizing it is the part that freaks me out where I'm like, we're in the sads. But I have a, what's it called? Not hairnet. Just hair cap. What the fuck is a shower cap? There we go. It's yeah, especially like I shower more in the summer just because I do a lot more like outside events and just like existing. I'm much sweatier and grosser, so like I feel like I need it more often. But especially then when or like if I've gone to the gym or something, or just done any other kind of exercise, when I take a shower, I try to keep my shower cap like just towards the top so that I do like, because this part of my head in particular always feels the grossest when I get really sweaty. So I try to like at least rinse that down. But otherwise, I just wash it once a week. So I washed it today, and then if I style it up, I only have to do like little touch-ups throughout the week. Because also, I'm a side sleeper. This is the best part about this haircut, y'all. I'm a side sleeper. So the pillow is here. This just doesn't even get touched. Now, obviously, if I roll on the other side, it gets mushed a bit, and I have to like rezhuzh it. But even if I try to sleep on my back, it's hard though, because I always want to sleep on this side. But it's great. That's like the best perk. Yeah, considering how much my hips and my shoulder, both hips, both my shoulders, but particularly my left shoulder, this is probably part of why it hurts so much. I have like a lot of joint pain every day, and sleeping on my side certainly doesn't help either of those situations. So, we were talking about ice cream sandwiches earlier, and there was one I was going to look up, and I don't remember what it was. Clinton was talking about it. So if you're still here, what was it? Because you mentioned that it's it, but there was another one you talked about. I don't remember what it was, which is fine. Oh, is it? I think it's specifically because of like joint stuff that I think sleeping on my back is more helpful, but it's a lot better since I got my tonsils taken out, which it's almost been a year since that happened. Bonkers. That was the most insane. Like, I've never had a like proper surgery. It's the first time I've ever gone under for something. So like I don't the only thing I have to compare it to that was really extreme is like I get cramps so bad that I black out. So like I don't even know how to rate that on a pain scale. Because also like I deal with it on a regular basis. So like eh. But I got dry socket after I got a wisdom tooth taken out, and that having just an exposed nerve, even if you inhaled, and just that slight breeze going across that part of my mouth was miserable and made me want to die. So that sucked, but was also shorter lived. Where the tonsillectomy recovery was the most like insane I've ever felt. Anyway, why did I start talking about that? Oh, I used to cough a lot at night because my tonsils would be swollen and irritated. And if I slept on my side, only one would get irritated at a time. But if I slept on my back, it kind of got both like a bit, like enough to bother me. So I just wake up coughing all the time. All the time I woke up coughing. What happens once in a great while if it's really, really dry. Slash if I have like a lot of postnasal drip. But in general, I mean, it doesn't happen nearly as often as it used to. Thank God for that surgery being done and over, and I'm out of that space. That was why, I mean, I would do it again, but hey, if you're considering getting your tonsils out, do it now so you aren't older when you get it done, because and now I get it, now I understand. But there are doctors that won't do it when you're over 40 or even over 35. I'm going to be 34 this year. Because the recovery is like so insane when you're like, the older you get, the worse it is. So I wish I had gotten that done when I was first experiencing problems, which I was like early 20s. And I was like, I guess this is just what I live with now. Bodies are fun. Anyway, yeah. I feel like all the thoughts just went out of my brain. I was thinking about ice cream and then not remembering anything else I was going to talk about, which is fine. I feel more tired than I did last time, because I barely even noticed that it was like 11 o'clock when we finished last time. But I think I'm going to have to make this one shorter. Not that I have to sign off like right this second, but probably in a couple minutes. Although I feel like that's what I said last time, and then I got a second wind. So I'll give it a couple minutes and see where I'm at. But I will potentially be heading out soon. Yeah, so for anyone that wasn't here for it, I have been crocheting things. This is the first like full thing I did. It's going to be a pitch scarf. If I had more of this yarn, I would make a longer scarf, certainly. I would make it wider and like have a big infinity scarf, because the scarf I wear the most, I like when they attach at the end, which is why like the pitch scarf will still get worn. But this is one I was gifted like 10 years ago. And it's super wide, so it like bundles up, and then you loop it around another time. So it like fully covers everything. And even if you don't have a hat or something, it's like wide enough that you can like get it up and over your head a little bit, at least like backside. Yeah. You know what's funny thinking about my hair is I never used to use hairspray, because I don't know what I thought it was for otherwise. I guess I never knew how to style my hair to start with, so there's a lot of factors here. But What is that? Oh, oh, that's right. I got, speaking of joint pain, I got some braces. I got braces for like every part of me, but these are super helpful when I'm like actively working on stuff. 10 out of 10 recommend. And like it's my wrists that hurt more than anything. But doing certain, oh, hello. Yeah, having this around my wrist is super helpful, but doing like crochet motions, because my hands are new to those like actions, they were like cramping a little bit in certain places. It doesn't really happen now, but like when I wear those, it doesn't happen at all. So I like those a lot. But I got like one for my shoulder, one for my hip, a whole bunch. Anyway, I knew I was going to derail myself, and I have forgotten what the fuck I was going to say. I don't remember. Looking at ice cream sandwiches. Oh, I think I was just going to show a picture of the ice cream sandwich I am familiar with. Okay. Does anybody else know what Hoodsie cups are? I assume the people I know IRL will know what that is, but yeah, when I think of an ice cream sandwich, I think of this bad boy. And I don't know how you would describe, it's like a cakey cookie. Like it's not a cookie, but it's not cake. It's not brownie. And it sticks to whatever surface it touches. It's like a permanent adhesive. Yeah, anyway. Discussing the important things, you know? I forgot about everything. I think I'm just anxious about how cold it continues to get. And the fact that like I'm gonna have to take Bert out in a minute, and I don't want to. I'm dreading it. But yeah, I'm feeling more sleepy. I think I'm hitting my wall. Oh, god damn it. Was I just yelling about scarves earlier? Christ. I can tell. Today is what I would call a red light day. Yeah, thank you for stopping in. Good to see you. It always makes me so happy seeing names of people that I recognize, and almost all of y'all have been around for such a long time too. It's like, oh, it's like my little internet fam. All right, I got, let's see. I think just barely past halfway into my beer. I'm proud of myself. Are you proud of me? Look at me go. Also, figuring out that I can use these as stitch marker. Brilliant. This is brilliant. I think adding little charms to the end would be cute. I don't know what those would be, but I have a lot of like jewelry findings to mess around with. So, this is great. This is great. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna bundle up, take Bert out, and then go to bed early. Yeah, it's almost 9 o'clock, which is honest. I mean, depending on the night, I guess. Sometimes I go to bed at like 8. Sometimes I go to bed at like 1 a.m. But today's gonna be one of those earlier ones. I'm gonna make sure I caught up on everything. Yeah, I think that's it. All right. I'm gonna go. Thanks everybody for hanging out. I will give Bert extra scritches for everybody. And I hope you have a good night if you're dealing with the crazy temperature. I hope you stay warm and that your pipes don't freeze. And that you have minimal needs to go outside. Yeah. Oh yeah, and I have that market on Sunday at Rockingham. It goes 1 to 4. So if any of y'all around want to come say hi, I will be there. I'm gonna go sleep. Can you see it happening? I'll talk to y'all later. Oh, wait, no, hold on. Where's the button? Oh, my glasses have a smudge right where I was trying to look for the X. I found it. Good night. Oh, confirm? Yes.